What's good, everybody? It's your boy P, Stephan, and I'm sitting here on the one, the only Gunther show.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Gunther show. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and share this video. I would greatly appreciate it. Anybody that knows me, y'all know this man right here is my brother, one of my best friends. Without any further ado, the Gunther show welcomes back Stephan. What's going on with you, brother?
My man, how you doing, bro?
Man, it's good to see you.
Hey, it's always good to see you, bro.
Man.
It's always good to see you, man.
Yeah, man. A lot's happened since the last time we chopped it up, man.
Yeah, man. I know we talk pretty often off camera.
Yes, sir.
But
yeah, group chat be going crazy.
Memes flying, jokes flying. You never know what's gonna pop up in the group chat, right?
Yeah, especially with me clowning the Cowboys.
Oh God. We getting started off early on this episode.
Look, man, I've been sipping water all day, so y'all know what it is. When I get that water sweet tea in my system, it's a wrap.
You start acting a fool, man. We gotta cut off his supply sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Man, it's just good to see you, though, bro.
You too, man.
Let's go.
Always.
Man, let's go ahead and get right into it. Since our last conversation, man, you've been through a lot of stuff, man. Why don't you go ahead and share about it a little bit?
Yeah, man. I mean, last time we interviewed was in July of 2023.
Man, that time goes by fast.
Bro, too fast. It's like you don't even realize how much is happening, you know, while it's happening until after it's over and you look back over everything that occurred. But yeah, 2024 was super busy for me, man. I had a lot of shows. You know, I'm blessed and thankful to say that I was booked every single month of the year.
Sure was.
And I had multiple shows, you know, some local, some out of town, some big, some small. But ultimately, it was a very, very good year for me musically. And I'm just blessed and thankful, you know, for those opportunities. I never take it for granted. And I'm just thankful.
Booked and busy is something that does sound like a quote unquote cliche. Mm-hmm. But when you're actually booked and busy, you know, what does that do for you?
Man, it motivates me a lot, man. And it lets me know that I'm on the right path. You know, I struggle with self-confidence some days when it comes to, you know, the music industry and just everyday life, you know, because I'm balancing a job while I'm doing all this as well. So that don't make it any easier. Man, them midnights be killing me, boy. I tell you. But I am always excited anytime I get an opportunity to perform. So like I said, I'm just thankful that I'm able to do what I do.
You don't just perform, you bring it every single time, whether it's 50 people, whether it's 500, whether the crowd is small or it's a lot, you give it your all. Where does that mindset come from?
Man, it's a combination of a lot of different things. You know, I'm somebody who likes to draw inspiration from a lot of different places. You know, whether it be musicians, athletes, or even my friends such as yourself or, you know, a lot of the artists that I collaborate with. But it's just the idea that I don't want to cheat myself, mm-hmm. and I don't want to cheat other people that's, you know, coming there to see me. So I try to give my best performance no matter who's in the crowd. You know, I don't care. Like you said, I don't care if it's 5 people, if it's 500 people. They came to see a show, and I'm gonna do my best to give it, you know, give that show to them.
Coming from where we come from, we know you got to bring it. Nothing is handed to you. You have to work for everything.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, when you look like us, you got to work twice as hard to get half the credit. But that doesn't mean that we're looking for handouts. It just means that we just want to get after it. And that means that we want to make sure that when this is over with, you remember me.
Absolutely. And that's the mindset I go into every show with. My goal, I always think short term. I don't really think about long-term goals very often, but all my short-term goals always center around that. It's like we was just talking off camera a moment ago. It's like you might not know who I am when I show up, but you gonna know who I am when I leave.
Easily.
And y'all, you know, I try to go into every show with that mindset. If I can just make one new fan, then what I did here was successful. So you know, every show I just try to connect with as many people as I can, whether it be, you know, younger people, older people, hip hop heads, no matter who you are. I feel like, you know, my music can reach you in some way.
You reached a lot of people. You know, last year you were booked so much, and this year you continue to get booked. Before we hit on that, you had mentioned as long as I'm able to make one fan, there's no other way that we can sit here without addressing. You know, last year was a very challenging year because you hit on something that was real personal.
Absolutely.
And, you know, without diving into all of the details, like, how are you able to navigate from that and to be able to just keep going?
Well, it was actually one of the toughest things I've ever had to go through in my life. Last year, I did lose my mom to her battle with cancer. It was very, very difficult to continue to find motivation and just the energy, because while I was performing all of these different places, all these different shows, you know, on my days off, I would, you know, drive up to Cleveland to go visit her at the hospital. And so, you know, that was extremely hard for me to deal with personally. And like I said, it's just one of those things where she would want me to go as hard as I possibly could, you know. You know, she was able to witness some of it, but, you know, later towards the end of the year, she did end up losing her battle with cancer, and I lost her. So, you know, it was very, very tough for me, very tough for, you know, my father and a lot of my other family members as well. But I know she will be proud of the year that I had.
All the way.
And I know she was, you know, she was always cheering me on. She was my biggest fan. And, you know, I'm just thankful that I was able to do what I did, you know, despite what she was going through. And I'm thankful for that.
It takes a lot of perseverance to, you know, see your mom like that, but still go on. And then to unfortunately know that, you know, she may not physically be here anymore. You look 100% like her. So it's not like she's really gone if you think about it. She's not really gone.
She's not. She always with me. Every time I look in the mirror, I see her teeth.
All the way.
You know what I'm saying?
And man, Mom used to always take a brother with the donuts and sweet tea, man. Yes, sir. We don't rest in peace to moms, man.
And Mom loved her some CG3, man. She really did.
CG3 loves her back.
She did, man. We, you know, for those who don't know, me and Chris been friends for coming on 20 years.
20 years, bro.
Coming up on 20 years. So
let's dap it up to that one.
Man, shout out to that. Shout out to that. We've been friends forever. And you know, my mom always was proud of you as well for everything that you're doing. And you know, all the shows and interviews that you've been doing, of course. So like you said, she's never actually gone, man. She's always here.
Yeah, man. See, one of the things I picked up on quickly is not only are you a great man, but you came from great parents. You know, your dad has always played a huge role. Can you just share a little bit about how much he means to you, especially knowing everything that y'all, you know, had to encounter with him last year?
Man, I can't speak highly enough about my father. He actually just celebrated his birthday a few days ago.
Yes,
sir.
Know,
while we having this interview. So
happy birthday, pops.
Happy belated birthday, Dad, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's one of the strongest people I know. Physically and emotionally, it was one of the most stressful things that anybody could ever imagine, because there were some days that he would get off work, and as soon as he would leave work, he would drive up to Cleveland as well to go be with her and check on her and make sure that she was okay. And in the midst of navigating all that, you know, death is terrible for everyone involved, but
that's right.
He handled it with strength. He handled it with grace. And, you know, I'm thankful for my father. Even now, you don't really realize how emotionally draining it is to have to do all of those things while, you know, obviously your wife is going through so much, you know, on her own. And it's nothing you can do about it except be there and be supportive. So I'm extremely thankful for my dad. And, you know, we would all be in a completely different situation if he was not the man that he is. So I'm very blessed and thankful for his presence as well.
One of the greatest men that I know. And the fact that he's looked the exact same my entire life. Black do not crack. I'm just saying, man, it doesn't.
Hey, where do you think I get my good looks from?
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying?
And it's just great to see that your spirits is up. And even with everything that, you know, you had to deal with in your personal life, you still persevered.
Yep.
Here you are, a week away from opening up for one of the biggest rappers of our time.
Absolutely.
Dude, you couldn't turn on the radio back in like 07 or 08 without hearing Crank That by Soulja Boy.
Hey, Soulja Boy, I always refer to Soulja Boy as the first viral internet star.
He was.
And it was in the early 2000s when we were younger. And he's been able to have a long and successful career, after that. So, I'm thankful for the opportunity. Soulja Boy is someone I consider like a internet rap star. So to be in an opportunity to open up for him is like a cool thing. It came out of nowhere. I'm just like I said, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for every opportunity, and I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to that show.
You deserve it just because of the work you put in behind the scenes, man. You always are working on something. You always have a hot 16 ready. The coolest part about watching a friend grow in their craft is to see their work ethic. Is to see their passion. Is to see that this is something that they've always wanted to do. Can you just, if you could, give me a little bit of a reflection on how you started to where you're at now? Like, reflect on that time period just a little bit.
Yeah, man. Like, like I said, we was just talking off camera, and it's like people see where I'm at now, and they think, all these opportunities were constantly just being handed to me, and that's totally not the case. Like I said, I'm blessed and beyond thankful anytime I get a chance to perform, but I put that work in too, and I don't have a problem patting myself on the back. I don't believe that it's arrogant or bragging or anything like that to say I really worked hard to be in a position I'm in. It definitely takes a lot of perseverance. It takes a lot of determination, and by all means, I'm not worldwide known or rich and famous or anything like that. I'm in a much better position. I'm in a much better position now than I was in, simply because of the work that I did throughout these years. The very first show that I ever performed, it was at a local bar in Austintown with my best friend Johnny Exodus. Shout out to Johnny X.
Yeah.
And another artist by the name of Nikki Donnie. But besides us three, there was maybe 5 people in that crowd. And I'm serious. It was literally 5 people there. But I went out and I put on a show. And now I'm literally, like you said, a week away from performing the biggest show I've ever had in my life. And I'm just thankful. I don't know how else to put it into words. I'm thankful.
What does a moment like this do for the city?
Oh, it's amazing for the city of Youngstown. I mean, throughout the years, we've had some incredible talents come here. I know Gucci Mane has been here. I know a lot of other artists have come. Wiz Khalifa was here a couple years ago. So it speaks to Youngstown's ability to bring talent and for us to recognize talent as well. There's a lot of big name artists who, they go out of their way to come to this city now. It's like we almost up there with Cleveland. I think we still got a little bit of ways to go, but we're approaching that space to where it's like Youngstown is a city you can't overlook when you're going on tour and doing shows. It's a place that you really need to be at. So,
along with you, there's another opening act opening up beside you. And I think that is one of the coolest things. Why don't you go ahead and give people information about that as well?
So, again, another good friend of mine, I can't speak highly enough about Crypto Divine. I met him a few years ago along the local music scene. I think he did a show at Westside Bowl, and I saw him for the first time there. And, probably for the first year and a half of knowing him, it was always just music-wise. You know what I'm saying? I only saw him at shows. We never really talked or communicated other than that. And then it kind of grew into more of a friendship, more of a brotherhood, because Crypto actually produced my entire last project, Ear Candy Volume 1. That's out on all streaming platforms. Of course, you can go check that out. Produced entirely by Crypto Divine. But now, we're in the process of working on Ear Candy Volume 2 as well. And I always got something on my sleeve, CG.
Yeah.
So we're actually in the process of starting our own podcast together as well.
Yes, sir.
Called the Ear Candy Podcast, of course. So we're in the very early stages of that. That hasn't really come into fruition yet, but we are working on it. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a music-based podcast. We're going to be talking about our origins as artists. and I want it to mostly be about the things that we like, as opposed to like, you know, some bigger name podcast that's just kind of, you know, talking down on the state of music. I want it to be mostly focused on what we love about music. You know, producers, artists, you know, big name artists, local artists, old music, new music. It's just going to be all encompassing. So that's something I'm very excited about, and we should be starting that pretty soon.
I think it's safe to say you're like the most versatile friend that I have because you want to talk about baseball, you know baseball. You want to talk about video games, you know video games. Talk about music, you know music. You're like the jack of all trades, and I don't think anybody really understands it, except those of us that actually know you.
Hey, shout out to my boy Larry Lemuel as well. He called himself a ace in every place, and I like that too. I like that name, so you know, it's not, you know, I stole that from him. So shout out to my boy Larry. But ace in every place, that's what I try to be, and you know, I like to consider myself pretty well rounded. So.
You are, man. You know, before we jump out of here, I know your time is valuable. It's been great to take a trip down memory lane while also letting everybody know what's going on. What can the people expect from you, especially when they come out and see a show?
Man, when I'm on stage, you can expect a awesome, amazing, vibrant, energetic performance. And that's not just from me. That's, you know, that's from, you know, the fans who have come to see me throughout the past. You know, they all pretty much say the same thing, is that I bring that energy every time. My favorite thing in the world is the energy I feel from the crowd. You know, Packard Music Hall is a place I've never performed at, but, you know, I always love interacting with the crowd, and I'm going to try to do that when I'm on stage. And so you can just expect to see a great performance from me and Crypto as well. And it's going to be a good one, man. I'm looking forward to it.
I know the people looking forward to it as well. I know they got to hurry to get their tickets. Why don't you go ahead and let the people know how can they do that?
So tickets are on sale on Packard Music Hall's website. If you go to their website and search Soulja Boy or search under the events tab, it'll pop up. I'm not too sure about the price, but if you go on their Facebook page, their Instagram, or their website, you can get tickets for the show there. Any questions you have, you can always reach out to me. I'm sure Crypto wouldn't mind if you reached out to him and had, you know, reached out to him for tickets as well. But yeah, just be on the lookout, man. The show is coming up soon. It'll be on April 29th. It's a Tuesday. And like I said, any questions, hit me up. Feel free to ask, and we'll point you in the right direction.
Can you give us your socials?
Oh, yeah. So you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and YouTube at ParisStephan330. ParisStephan330 is the same tag on everything: Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. And all my music is available on Spotify and Apple Music under Paris Stephan. If you have any questions about any of that, of course, hit me up, and we'll point you in the right direction, like I said.
As a brother, I'm just happy to see you thrive, man.
Absolutely,
I'm happy to see you shine.
And you know what?
You always show love.
Let me interrupt this cat real quick, because he just covered the WNBA draft yesterday. And this man is sitting down with me. I couldn't thank you enough, bro. I appreciate you taking that time to do it. I want to give you your flowers as well.
I appreciate it.
Because this man is one of the hardest working people I know. Any opportunity that I have to sit down with this brother is a blessing. Like I said, we've been friends for years, but it's so happy. You know, I'm so happy to see you thriving in your craft as well, bro.
I appreciate that, man. And after all them assists that, you know, just want to put that out there. And all the times I'm coming down, hit you with a no-look pass.
Hey, and I got to hit that three every time, baby.
You got me all them assists. I'm like, it's the least I can do. It's the least I can do. Appreciate you, man. Be sure y'all like and share this video. Paris Stephan on the Chris Gunther Show. Check him out, the Soulja Boy concert, April 29th. Get your tickets today. Peace and love. I'll see y'all next time.
Peace.